my name is Victoria, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a wedding bouquet. So in my wedding, I made my own wedding bouquet with just 3 Costco bouquet flowers, 2 rubber bands, a ribbon, and some scissors. It was cheap, okay? This one's $35. Who wants to spend hundreds of dollars on a wedding bouquet when you can make this thing yourself? Because that's what I did. All right, guys, check out my video. Like, subscribe, comment, and here's the video. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a bouquet of flowers. 2 of these, 3 of these. This is a pretty big one. It's Valentine's Day, so they had a pretty big bouquet at the grocery store, and it's like $35. So as you can see, it's 35 bucks. If you get it at Costco, they usually give you a better pricing for the bouquet. So that's what I did for my wedding. And I just literally put them in the sink and set them up in the sink and had them sitting there overnight in the water. I did that just so that they can open up, and these are they're still cold and they're not fully bloomed yet. So by the time you're ready to actually show them off, they should be pretty open. So what I'll do is you're just going to cut all of these wrappers off. Pull the sleeve off. There's like a little outside rubber band that you're going to pull off. And so what you're going to need for the bouquet, you're going to cut that open. We'll work this. So on the day of my wedding, I wasn't prepared. I'm going to be honest with you. I was not prepared at all. I used the rubber bands that came on the bouquets. These ones are like these fake rubber bands. They're not really rubber. They're not really elastic. You don't want to use these. You want to use like legit rubber bands. So here's 2 rubber bands. 2, 3, 4 will be good. It depends on how thick your bouquet is. So you're going to cut these like that. All right, and so what you want to do is you want to just kind of weed through all the ones that are kind of crappy looking. Obviously you don't want those, and then you also want to make sure that it's something that you can actually physically hold. So I would say to have like the hole could be about, the stalk could be about like that big, if that makes sense. It's like, you know, you can just hold it like that. So very quickly, let's see here. All you're gonna do, all right, so like this, for example, you're going to just start cutting these down. If you want to get rid of some of these, you can. I'll say that's a pretty good length. And then you're just gonna, and then any loose flowers or leaves or anything that look kind of weird, you can just pull those off. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that's the main thing. You know, it's your perfect day. You want to make sure that everything's perfect. But, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. Things are going to go kind of hectic because that's just how weddings are. It's just going to go kind of crazy. And the last thing you need to be worried about is your damn bouquet. But if you're trying to save money, it's nice to do your own bouquet if you can. So you're going to match this with the rest and just cut the rest of the flowers about the same length. You just want to you can just kind of have it like that, and then you can kind of cut them a little bit short if you like, if it's too long. And that's what I did. It's all about just eyeing it. It's not rocket science, you know what I mean? It's literally super duper 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 simple. And I'm just using these as an example because it's Valentine's Day, and I'm going to use them in my vase at my house. Obviously for the roses, they say that you want to cut them at a slant, so you can do that. Helps them, I guess, drink better. I'm not a florist, so if any florists are out there, yeah. But again, we're using this for specifically for your wedding. I've been wanting to do this for a while, only because I know that having these crazy extravagant weddings, that's something that I think every woman wants, but in all reality we can't have it all. I hate to tell you that, but it's the truth. So, you know, to save money here and there on like a bouquet of flowers, and that was the one thing I wanted to spend my money on, was a really nice bouquet of flowers. And I wanted peonies. I wanted them to be really big, extravagant. But then when they told me that price, I said, girl, you can keep, I ain't doing that. I'd rather spend extra money, go out to eat or something, or go do something that I really like get like a really nice massage. So instead of spending it on like flowers that I'm not really going to use, I use it on a massage. And my husband and I get like, they came to our house and they just gave us massages, which was nice. Really, really nice. And so these, if you want, you can kind of take some of these leaves off if you want, if it's just too much, and leave a few like kind of level. And just make sure that you're matching if it's not accurate, that's okay. You're just going to try to match the same length as the rest. I just want to make sure that they're not like going way over. And obviously you're going to take your time with these, you know, make sure you pick the best ones that you can out of the pick. And pull out anything that looks just not really right. And anything that looks a little straggly or off. Okay. I think they want it for I think these are hydrangeas. For like, I think 4 or 5 hydrangeas, they wanted to charge me like $200 or $300. I said, no, thank you. Y'all are crazy. You guys are trying, and then they want to know that it's a wedding so that they could overcharge you. So you can only, and maybe I'm being cheap. Maybe I'm being cheap. But I think honestly, it's all about, the whole point of a wedding to me is just about you spending your life with someone else. It's not about this huge party. They make it about that, but it's not. It's really about celebrating, you know, spending the rest of your life with somebody, loving somebody else. And, you know, you can't allow the craziness of the wedding to kind of overpower the purpose of it all. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's there to party, but the real purpose is because you guys love each other, you guys are there. And, you know, if the flowers are not these stupid expensive flowers from like the best florist in town, it's not going to change the fact that you're marrying the love of your life. So just keep that in mind. You know, even people that do have it, I have it. I could have spent crazy money on a crazy extravagant wedding, but that wasn't the point. You know, I wanted something that we could look back at that was intimate, that was just him and I, and I just didn't want all the craziness of that. And so if you're on a budget, this is really, really good to do. It's just to try to, this is like something that you can do to save money. And I don't know if that's something that's even common. I know a lot of people spend a lot of money on these weddings and stuff, and I don't know if I want this in there. I don't really like these, but I'm gonna leave these out. Obviously, like anything like this, like these kind of go limp. So you see that? These are all limp. You could try to save them, but there's no point. You could just trash that because the whole thing looks kind of ratty. And that's the thing. You don't want it to look ratty. You want to look like a professional. As professional as you possibly can without being a professional. So let's see. Some little cherry things. Whatever those things are called. All right. This is just really fast and quick. And, you know, I took my time on my wedding because I wanted, like, just to make sure that it was perfect. This, I'm just kind of going through, making sure I get everything all loose. Make sure that the stems are even. All these ratty leaves are off. Any like really like messed up petals like that are off. And like I said before, I'm not a florist. I don't know anything about flowers really. I just wanted to save some money. And this was a perfect way to save money because then that saved me like $300. My dress, which I feel like I spent way too much on, was $450, I think, with my veil. And I was ordering dresses online, trying to find a better price. And there was a dress that came in that was like $20 that would have worked. And I was so pissed because I'm like, I spent all that money. got it all altered and everything, and there was like a $20 dress, so it would have been just fine. So like I said, even with that too, you know, just my husband was like, just buy a bunch of dresses. Who cares if they're $30, $40, $50? You spend $300, you could try on all these different types of dresses and then take back whatever ones that you don't want, or you can keep them. And I ended up keeping them, but you know, it was really, really good for him to say that, because I was trying dresses and they were coming in. I'm like, no, this looks cheap. This looks cheap. This looks cheap. But it's way better than spending thousands of dollars on a dress. I feel like I spent way too much on my dress. That was a lot just for one day. So I'm going to end up altering my dress and cutting it so I can wear it again, like on our anniversary next year. I was meaning to do it on our anniversary this year, but things just kind of got a little crazy. So let's see here. We're almost done. I'm just, right now what I'm doing again is just cleaning up the stems from all these, like the ratty leaves or any like ratty flower petals or ratty flowers. I'm wanting to make sure I cut off and get rid of so that you can't see it on the bouquet. And you'll be surprised. I mean, no one's really looking. I mean, they're not really looking at the details of it all. You know, they're not going to know that you didn't buy your bouquet from the florist and all that. And, you know, so don't, like I said, again, don't get, you know, kind of, don't like get away from the main purpose of why you're getting married, because it's really stressful. The whole process is stressful. And we went through, we went in California, so you have to go in person beforehand and like order everything, and then they ship it to you, and you have to make sure you get it back in time, and it's notarized and nothing gets on it, and it's like a whole process. So if it's like that, you want to try to like not have any stresses if you can, because if you don't have like a whole team of people handling that for you, I don't know how you'll handle it. So here we go. I'll show you how this looks now. You want to just make sure that these are all even and everything's all cleaned up, okay? And then the flowers are at the top. I'm going to just do a little quick example of how it will look. See? And so obviously you can spread, like you don't want these four right here all together. You can kind of spread it around so that it's a little changed up a bit. Let's see, you want to also make sure that your lilies are coming up at the top. So you want to kind of make sure that they're not like, you know, everything's not grouped all together. You want to kind of spread things out so that it looks like it's in arrangement and not like, and you could take more time to do this. Pull some of these flowers up. You can spread the roses with your fingers like this to kind of open them up and help them open up. See that? Like that. Obviously be gentle. Okay, see that? And then another way, you could just like hold them like this. Make sure they're level. Keep pressing them up so that they meet at the top. Oh shoot, no, my lily broke. I hate that. Okay. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, so one of my lilies broke, but you could kind of put it like that. Obviously not too crazy. Kind of put this like this on the other side so that it's not too crazy. Group together. Make sure they're level. Make sure they're level. I think these are carnations. Kind of put that aside. Make sure your rose, you can open that up like that, like I showed you with your finger. Kind of spread the petals out, make it look a little bit more fuller. They'll open up as it gets a little bit warmer. There we go, see? Okay. Ugh. Okay. And then we have these like that. You can kind of pull that down. see that like that. Pull that down. See, it's coming together, isn't it? And then you kind of pull that like that. And kind of put this on the other side. Because like I said, you don't want to make it completely grouped together. You want to make it look like it's professional. There we go. There we go. Perfect. See how it's coming out? Yeah. I like it. All right, and then this one, obviously you want to open that rose up a bit. I saw on another channel, the girls kind of, they'll pull all the flowers out on the outside. You could do that too if you'd like. Okay, here's some more carnations. Perfect. Here's some little cherry things if you want those in there. Obviously, you don't want to group them together, so you want to make sure it's evenly balanced. I like to kind of go across because then it looks like it's just kind of sprinkled in there. And then you have these cheap ass daisies. Let's see here. Or what are those called? Are those daisies? I want to group those together. There we go. Now, obviously, you could do these with any type of arrangement. I'm doing these with these because, and with my wedding ones, my wedding arrangement, I had like a mixture too. It wasn't just like roses, or it wasn't just, I like tons of different types of flowers together. So, after you have it all together in your group, you're going to grab your rubber bands. And you want to make sure that you tie these really tight. So, see that? Try not to break the rubber band if you can help it. So, it's that. You might want to get these as tight as you can, okay? See that? Perfect. See that? There you go. All right. I like for the rubber band to come as high as I can to as low as I can, just so it kind of gets that sturdy. Your hand's going to be like this. Let me see, like this. So you can hold it like right there. So if you want to, you could cut all this excess that you have hanging right here to kind of clean this up a bit. I'm using regular scissors, so I'm not using any like special scissors. Okay. Perfect. See that? All right, and then you're gonna have a ribbon. So this isn't a ribbon, this is like tape, but this will play as my ribbon. And all you're gonna do is just bring the ribbon around like this. Okay. This isn't tape, it's like a specialty like construction type tape. I don't know. It's not sticky, it's like ribbony kind of. So, but you would just use like a regular ribbon for this. And you just want to make sure that you get it tied in there, and you make sure that when you're doing it, you're being careful, you're being patient, and you are just wrapping it around beautifully so nobody can see the rubber band and the stalk of, I'm probably saying it wrong, but the stems of the flowers. See that? See that? How beautiful. See? Easy. Easy. This is easy stuff, guys. See, this is all stuff you can do. You don't need to pay a professional to do it. I don't want to get people out of, out of business or anything, but when you're on a budget, you can still have really nice things. You don't have to be like all, like, oh, I gotta have it done by a professional or it's not going to be right now. That's not. You can do it just like it and it will look just fine. All right, if you want, you can bring it all the way down to the bottom or you can leave it like that. And then obviously you're gonna tie it around like this. This actually was pretty awesome tape. I wonder what this was, what kind of tape this was. My husband bought this for me. I have no clue what kind of tape this is, but it's like a rubber type of tape. I don't know. Like this rubber tape, and it's not like, it doesn't have any stick to it, but it has a lot of give and it's a lot of grab. I don't know what kind of tape this is, but I used ribbon and just tied it around like that. And there you go. There you go, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Just $35. Well, and 2 rubber bands, 1 ribbon, and some scissors. That's what I'm talking about. There you go, guys. Your wedding bouquet. I hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe, follow, comment down below if there's something else that you'd like to see. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.